Hey, what's up guys? My name is Ryan, and this is the breakdown to the song Rosanna by Toto. Check it out. All right, first things first, the intro. Now the intro is gonna establish kind of this pattern that you're gonna play throughout the bulk of the song, and it's not very difficult. Start off with, we're kind of in the key of G major, and what you'll find is that we change keys several times. We're gonna change from the key of G to the key of F, and then to the key of B flat. And so, Toto does a great job with making it feel just exciting. You know, a lot of times when you drop keys, when you go from G and you drop down a key, it doesn't have a lift, but they have this amazing way of creating lift in their songs by dropping the key. So to start off with, we've got this G, and it kind of sounds like this. And that's the pattern that we're gonna start playing. So you start off on a G2 chord, up to a G major, back to, and then the G major up to a G sus. So it's kind of in its second inversion. Back to the G, and then back to the G2. So kind of slower. In our left hand, you can strike octaves, and then you're just gonna kind of strike the top note of that octave. I wouldn't worry about the bottom note so much. You don't want it to get too muddy. And you kind of anticipate the last hit. And right before we start the pattern over again, you kind of strike the top to the bottom again. That's our intro. The verse is going to be the same thing. And that was 3 times through that pattern, and then we're going to drop down to an F. Same pattern again, but with a little mod. So notice that we do the F2 up to the F again, and then you come down from the top on that F, and then we go to an E minor 2 chord, and that's a little spin on our original pattern. So again, you move up from the E minor 2 to the E minor, back down to that E sus, back down, and then back up from the E2 to the E minor. So again, that whole thing. So as you can see, we kind of do 1.5 times. And then we land on a C, and now we're changing to the key of F. So again, after you do that E minor, up to the G, C, and now everything that we've just done, we're going to move to the key of F. So again, we just did everything that we did here in G, we moved it to F. And then on the E flat, D minor, and now to the pre-chorus. Now on the pre-chorus, this is kind of where we change to the key of B flat, if you will. So we go to a G minor, and then F over A to B flat, to E flat, B flat, to F, and then G minor, F over A to B flat, same thing again, but move up the octave. Now when we play this in time, you can do one of two things. You can either just hold your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 1, 2, 3. Now you can, again, you can either hold that or you can kind of pulse. Now, one thing that you'll note there is it pulls way back. You kind of pull the volume back a little bit. That first G minor chord, you kind of roll it. And I've chosen just to kind of hold the chord and allow the bass to do the driving. And what you'll hear is this first time that you do the E flat, B flat, F, the bass player is continuing to hold B flat. And then to F. But you still make the change. Octave. Now after you do that last E flat, B flat, F, if you want to, you can either hold that or you can choose to do the horn lick. And the horn lick is really cool. It's kind of got this nice bluesy feel. Now we start off with, it sounds like this. And you can do it in octaves. Now then, that figure, again, just in single notes, you start off on G sharp, A, C, D, F, and then start up on that G sharp, come down, G, F, D, and then to an F7 chord. And you can do it in octaves. So in time, it's kind of fast, so it's good to slow it down if you do. And then pick up the tempo. Now, as soon as you hit that, you immediately have to come down for a pickup chord to get into the chorus. And that pickup chord is on the F, B flat, and then that gets into our chorus. So you're just doing this with your right hand only. It's B flat over C minor to your C minor 7 chord. So again, you have the like that. So again, F, B flat, break that down, it's the same thing each time. You're just doing F, G minor 7, this would be B flat over C, C minor 7. You do the same thing again up an octave. And then E flat, B flat, F, F, G minor 7, B flat over C, E flat, B flat, F. Again. One more time. And then you can stay up if you want to. Or you could come down the octave. And that's the chorus. After that, we go back into the verse. So you go back to that G. do all of that again, you come to your pre-chorus, and then you get to the end of the pre-chorus, to the horn lick, pick up, and then you do the entire chorus. Now, coming out of that chorus is when we get to the synth part, and this is where, you know, it's going to be a little bit kind of tricky because you're still doing a little bit of this syncopation in your left hand while doing the solo in your right, or you can choose just to leave your left hand out if you want to and just do the solo. So coming out of the chorus, you have the last E flat, 2, a 1, 2, 3, and. Go back to that second half of the verse. So really all this solo portion is just the verse chords. Now, if you don't want to do the solo, you can just go back and play the verse like you've already learned. But to break it down, we start off on this G2 chord. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this end, you're basically doing thirds. You can start up on B and D, and then come down and land on the F. Now again, you start off on this kind of G sus2 chord. Then you've got to turn. And this is a little tricky that you kind of fingering. You want to cross under on that D with your thumb. And then the same thing again. Just like you did down here in the lower octave. And then you start on beat 4 on the D coming down. And it's just a G major scale. Once you land on that C, your left hand goes to F, and you've got your melody on B. Drop down the octave. Same thing again. It's kind of a little turn there. And then you've got these dyads. You got D and G. It's just inversions of a G chord. Then come up to the B and D. And then you go back to your verse on F. And then the E flat, D minor, and then back to the pre-chorus. Now after that pre-chorus, you go to a double chorus. And when we have that double chorus, when you go from one chorus to the next, you do that horn line again. Now, after you do that and you do the last E flat, B flat, F, that's going to set you up for the jam at the end. And this is kind of in a G blues sort of thing. So when you get to the end, it looks like this. And a 1, 2, 3, and. And that's the solo. Now to break it down, you first start off with kind of starting on D, and all the while you're doing, you're still kind of continuing that syncopation in your left hand. We're going to leave that off for right now. So you start off on 1, So again. So again, that second figure. I like breaking these things down into kind of patterns. Second one. Third one, we jump up. Now that pattern right there, let's break it down into about 3 different parts. You got this part. It's almost like a E half diminished chord. You kind of start with the E, B flat, and D, and you roll it down. And then D flat and F. And this is part of your G blues scale. Like that. And then we come down with our G blues scale. Now when you move up to this, I kind of do it with my thumb and my index finger. And then I slide up to the D with my index finger. And I use my index and my ring finger. Like that. So you got this first part. And then you have 16th notes. And then triplets. So again. One E and a triplet, triplet, like that. One E and a triplet, triplet. So just make sure you get that. So again. And it does it a total of 3 times. But the second and third time, you're going to move up from octaves to this. Again. 3, 4. And. Like that. If we slow it down. So you got those triplets coming down, and once you get down to this last part, you do it 3 times, and then you just kind of comp your way through. Like that, and move up the octave. So it's like a G minor 7 to C over G, and then to a D minor over G with kind of this little slip note, grace note from the C sharp to the D. Like that. So the whole thing again looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and. So as you can see, there's a lot of little things that you can throw into your bag of tricks and pull out for other songs. Don't limit yourself to just this song alone with these little things like this blues scale. Make sure you take into other keys like F and C and D and things like that. That way you can pull it out anytime that you need to sit down with friends and just kind of jam out for a while. So again, this is Rosanna by Toto. Have fun practicing.